Hello, everyone. So, today I am going to be talking about the monthly moons and other names for them and the kind of magic that you can perform in each month. So, I do have my papers up here this time because I actually have this in my book of shadows. So, I will, if you see me looking up, it's because it's up there this time instead of over here. So let's start with January. January is the wolf moon, and it's also known as the cold moon, the snow moon, or the winter moon. This is a time of protection. This is a time of strength, and the wolf moon can be seen as a time of both beginnings and endings. And I believe this is because it's January. It's very cold. It's a time of struggle. It's a time of sometimes mental health gets affected during the cold months, depending on whether you love it or not. I, for one, am not a super cold month lover. So, I my mental health sometimes, like, I can't wait for the weather to break and for the wildlife to come back and things like that. So, this is the time for beginning and endings because I think that, the cold is going to start to decrease. The wildlife is going to, soon come back. The earth starts to warm, so I mean, it's starting to get better for those that don't like the winter months. My husband, loves the cold. Opposites attract, I tell you, because I do not. And he thinks he sees palm trees when it's like 50 degrees outside and he's wearing shorts. Man's crazy, but what are you going to do? I love him. So, excuse me. So February is the storm moon, also known as the death moon or the quickening moon. This is a time to do magic and infertility and strength. And in the olden days, it was a time of true hardship. So this is right before the weather starts to break. But, back in the day, they didn't have grocery stores. They didn't have corner markets or anything like that. You farmed your own food, and you would use the harvest months to grow your own food. And if you had a bad year, if you had a bad harvest, like you just didn't grow as much, you were really going to struggle through that winter because you were growing and preserving all the food to last you through the winter. So this is when it really starts, like your food supply starts to really dwindle. You're really starting to say, okay, well, let's hope the weather breaks so we can plant some stuff. So March is the chase moon, also known as the seed or the worm moon. The chase moon is a time to plant mental seeds, thoughts of success and hope. This is also a time of purity and newness. And it is a time to mentally prepare yourself for new experiences. April is the seed moon, also known as the egg, grass, or wind moon. It is a time to sow the seeds of magic. If you're planting a magical garden, you want to get out there and put things into the earth. This is a time to move your planning phase into action. Next, we have the hare moon. This is known as the flower moon or planting moon. This is the May full moon. This is a time of love, health, romance, and wisdom. It is also a great time to rekindle, as I destroy the paper, the romantic spark and passion in a relationship. July is the Mead moon, also known as the blessing, lightning, or thunder moon. It is a time of enchantment, health, rebirth, success, and strength. It is also a time of celebration and magic. Remember that mead is a nectar of the gods. It is an old, like wine. Now a good time for prosperity magic. August is the wort moon, also known as the wort moon, barley, corn, and red moon. And there's a glare. There we go. This is a time of abundance, agriculture, and marriage. At this time, you might want to do magic to help someone else reap the benefits of Earth's abundance. The September moon is the harvest moon, also known as the barley and the hunter's moon. This is a time of protection, prosperity, and abundance. The energy of the harvest moon will help along any magic that is geared to bring you or someone else abundance. October is the blood moon, as I tried to see this paper, also known as the falling leaf or hunter's moon. It is a moon of new goals, protection, resolution, and spirituality. The night of the blood moon is a great time for divination of any kind. At this time of year, all of nature is making ready for winter. This is a time to reflect on what you did during the year and evaluate your accomplishments. Also, this year, in 2020, we have 2 full moons in October. We have a full moon in the beginning of October, and then on Halloween, or Samhain, we have the second full moon, or the blue moon. So it's going to be it's been an interesting year. I think that having a second full moon on Samhain is going to be a very, very magical and wonderful experience. So that's, I can't wait for that. November is the snow moon, also known as the beaver moon, morning moon, and tree moon. This is a good time to work with abundance, prosperity, and the bonds of family and friendship. This is also excellent for divination to get an idea of what is ahead. Remind yourself that although winter is coming, it will not last forever. That is something I say to myself daily during the winter, because I am not a winter person. I've said that before, and I am just not. There's just something about the cold that strikes me to my core. It's just so uncomfortable. But then again, I mean, I don't know. I love the change of the seasons. I love seeing like the snow, and I love like the crisp, cool air. But when you experience it for like, I live in Massachusetts. We have 3 seasons. We have summer, fall, winter. There is no spring. It goes from winter to summer. There's no gradual, thing that happens. We have like 6 months of winter. And I think that's why I don't like it so much. It's just cold for too long. The December full moon is the oak moon, also known as the cold or long night moon. This is a time for hope and healing. This time of the year, the moon has reign over the earth because there are more hours of night than there is day. Our thoughts turn to reboot. That's not even on the paper. Time for the rebirth of the light, longer days that are promised after Yule. I cannot read today, so bear with me, folks. This is a great time to let go of old patterns or problems and start new. If something has been eating at you, work to give it up. Let go of the negative and let the light of longer days shine inside you. So those are the full moons. And I do want to mention something because I had somebody say something to me the other day. And when you practice the craft, it's not about memorizing. It's not. I keep my book here, my Book of Shadows. I have it in my room. My altar is right over there. So you don't have to memorize everything. This is not a game about, and knowledge isn't based on how much you can memorize, how much you can remember. There's so much to try and remember in the craft. That's why we keep books. That's why we have books. That's why we have reference guides. That's why we have a Book of Shadows. That's why, we don't have to memorize everything. So, I wanted to add this tip because I had somebody say something to me, and I want to make it very clear that you don't have to memorize anything. You can keep your reference guide. Do the work, put the work in, study, do your thing, but the goal isn't to have everything up here where you have no books and you don't need anything. Learn it, but also allow yourself to say, okay, well, I'm going to write this down because I know I'm not going to be able to remember that. But you still have your reference guide. You still have your thing to go by. So I just wanted to add that in there because I think that's important to say. You don't have to memorize anything. Learn it. Know, the basics of it. Know what you're doing, but if you need to look at your reference guide, it's there to have it. And don't feel bad for doing it. Because sometimes I know for me, I do have memory issues. And so trying to slam all kinds of information and try to remember everything in a brain that don't want to remember shit is impossible. So But I just wanted to say that. So I do hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.